Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the beginning of September of 2022, which means we're only getting closer to other Star Wars shows out there, like Star Wars Andor, The Bad Batch Season 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi. That's really going to give fans a lot of new and different perspectives on the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that a lot of fans are just very excited about what's to come for D23, Disney Plus Day, and Star Wars Celebration of 2023. So there's a lot of things coming out of that. There's also a lot of great things coming out of what George, John, and Dave are putting together behind the scenes to really give to the Star Wars fans at a whole new level that's really going to put things in perspective. Now, with that being said, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with the fact of what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are about to announce at D23 and Disney Plus Day in order to really set the stage. They really want to make sure that what they're about to unveil to the Star Wars fandom is going to be something that they have never seen before. They want to make sure that each new show that will be announced is going to be something truly original, something that's going to be out of the ordinary, but yet at the same exact time, of course, delivering Star Wars legends back in the Star Wars canon. And that's their overall endgame, is that they really want to create a library's worth of Star Wars projects that's going to take advantage of pretty much reviving Star Wars Legends stories, such as stories from the Thrawn Trilogy books, or even the Dark Empire, and more. Now, with that being said, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with, of course, what's been going on with George Lucas. Now, with new Star Wars projects getting ready to be revealed at next year's Celebration event, both Favreau and Filoni are getting ready to do something incredible for the fans. It's described that currently one of the big plans for the future of Star Wars is to actually develop Mandalorian-based Star Wars movies that will be done in the form of a trilogy. Now, this is described to be Lucasfilm's and Disney's way of creating a new sequel trilogy in a sense that will focus on all of the new characters from the Mandalorian series, done in the form of a trilogy format that will involve plenty of Luke Skywalker. Creator George Lucas is said to be getting involved with this massive project as a co-writer to work alongside both Favreau and Filoni on the new Star Wars movies that Disney wants to debut on Disney Plus. Now further, this is a big debate going on right now between Disney executives. Some want this trilogy in theaters and others want to keep it for the streaming platform, since it is based from the Mandalorian series. Further, this is said to be Disney's best way to create a new sequel trilogy in a sense that will focus on fan-favorite characters during their younger years and lives, and will still be considered a continuation of the Skywalker saga in a sense. Now let me pause here for a second. Now, we already talked about this a couple of days ago that they are in the very early stages of developing a new sequel trilogy in a sense that's really going to have a lot of the Mandalorian characters as well as Legends characters being inserted. Now, the main reason why Disney executives are pushing this is because they really want to experiment with making new Star Wars movies arrive on the Disney Plus platform. Other executives are pushing this to actually be thrown into theaters, so it's kind of unclear where this is going to go and whether or not it is going to be, something that the fans want to see on a streaming platform versus in theaters. To be honest, I always say this, and I've said this time and time again, Star Wars, at least when it comes to the Skywalkers, deserves to be in the theaters. I don't care if it's, Mandalorian based or not, they deserve to be in the theaters, period, the end. That's just how I see it. I don't know if you guys agree with me or disagree with me, but that's exactly where the Star Wars film should be. And I don't believe it deserves to be thrown onto a streaming platform. If it's going to be like a low budget or a small scale film, go ahead, so be it. But they want to really up the budget of these movies, make them very massive in terms of, how high of a budget they're going to be. Now, with that being said, further, Alright, Bob Chapek is the one that initiated all of this. He wants to make sure that he's going to be able to create his own legacy, creating his own Star Wars films, allowing Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas to do as they please. Moving on. So past all of this is where things begin to pick up even further, is that Disney won't be calling these movies episodes, but they will go under a one-title system divided into parts. The plan by Favreau and Filoni is to begin development on this new trilogy by the end of next year. They are planning to announce it during the holiday season of next year and are using the latest Star Wars shows to build up to these new movies. Star Wars Ahsoka and Mando 4 are planned to ease, of course, and actually tease of what's to come for this new trilogy, and is something that we'll actually use toward the end of each show. Now, Lucas becoming a co-writer for the trilogy is said to have been a decision made by both John and Dave, and that they desperately wanted Lucas involved in these new movies, since it will actually lend tons of screen time to Luke Skywalker and other fan favorites. It also will serve as a new chapter for the lives of Din Djarin and Grogu. However, this trilogy will focus more on the Jedi side of things for the fans. Lucas, Filoni, and Favreau are already beginning to create storyboards for the new movies to get a general idea of where it's all gonna go in the long run. Now, before I get to the next thing here that's very important, is that obviously this is a big deal, because this really does show a light at the end of the tunnel, given that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are creating these new movies and hired George Lucas as a co-writer. This is all in the very early stages. It is going to be done. It's just going to take quite a number of years to get this thing out there. So by the end of next year is when they want to begin writing a script, and that's when they want to announce these new movies. So they're most likely, given that they want to announce it during the holiday season of next year, it is very possible that we could get that announcement during Disney's earnings call. I believe that takes place in November, like right around Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit before. So it could very well be announced then, or it could simply just be announced on Disney Plus in December, right before we head into the new year of 2024. There's a lot of great things on the horizon, and we talked about this already too, is that this is what John and Dave wanted to do many years ago when they first signed on for Mando Season 1. They wanted to create Mandalorian-based movies. You guys may recall that we talked about that briefly years ago, that they wanted to create Mandalorian spin-off films. And now they're doing that, but it's not just going to be focused on Din, it's going to heavily focus on the Jedi side of things, Luke, Grogu, Ahsoka, and others thrown into the mix. So basically what they're doing is that they used these TV shows as a foundation to build up to new Star Wars movies. And I like that. I think that this is a great plan. The fact that they're going to be announcing this next year during the holiday season is also a great plan by John and Dave, as well as George. So with that being said, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this, because will this fix how fans view the Skywalker saga as a whole, given that these will not be called episodes per se, even though that they do also have plans to make an episode 10, 11, and 12 based well after the events of episode 9. I think all of this will suffice. I do. I think that this is a great plan of theirs, and good on them. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.